This is a place I've wanted to visit a number of times, but have always been on my way somewhere else as I drive by. So I figured, let's make a special trip out here to visit Chedderville and the All Hallows Church and Cemetery. So the church is located right along Highway 22 here in Alberta. So you're going to get a lot of background noise from vehicles passing by and things like that. We'll just have to try and work around it as best we can. Now, as I said, this is a place I've driven by numerous times, but have never had time to stop. And I figured today is as good as any. It's a bit cloudy, it's a bit cool. Let's take a drive. It's about a little over an hour from home to get here, but let's see what we've got. Now, the church isn't open, it is locked. So I'm trying to give you a bit of a view here through the windows as to the inside. It's pretty Spartan inside. The pews look more like park benches than traditional church pews. I don't have a ton of information about Chedderville itself. The church, apparently, according to one source, dates from 1948. It was completely built by the community as a local community project. They'd been holding services in a nearby house up until that point, when they decided they needed a dedicated church. So that was in the late 40s. Church, I'm not sure when it was used up until. Now, one of the sources I did find said that the first burial in the cemetery here was dating in 1954, and I'm not sure this is the first burial here, but right over in the front corner of the cemetery, in a very logical spot where you would start the burials, this one here does say 1954, so that could be the first burial here. You would expect, being a relatively new cemetery, it's quite well maintained, very well manicured. It does contain a number of traditional elements, though, such as upright headstones, which, you know, many modern cemeteries don't let you do anymore because they like being able to just mow over top of the gravestones, but still sees a lot of use, it seems. Many of the graves are quite new. This one, for example, here coming into view, dates from 2013, so it still gets use within the community, it seems. So the future of the church is a bit up in the air at the moment. The Wheels of Time Museum in Caroline, which is just south of us here, is trying to raise about $35,000 to actually move the church from this location and put it in the museum. The big reason for that is the local community here doesn't really have the money to maintain and keep the church up. It does need a few repairs, but you know, as with anything when it comes to raising funds, that really isn't an easy thing to do when it comes to getting the money together to save these historical places. So we wish them good luck. We'll put a link down below here to their website where you can check out their efforts to raise the money to move the church so that it can be protected and preserved on site at the museum in Caroline. Well, it's not a very big site, so there isn't a ton to see left here on the ground. Lots of interesting graves and things. I guess the last thing to do is check it out from the air.